fellow twin flames out there. It's 12/11. Last night was 11/11. I expected some really major miracles or whatever, like something happening for real on that night. And I was surprised. Not that nothing happened, is what happened was so deep inside, so related to heart chakra that I cannot believe that it took a surprising turn relating to the twin flame journey, because we are all talking about 4 and 5, the fourth, fifth dimension and ascension symptoms, and our inner journey of spiritual growth. But then, even all of us, but myself included, I'm talking about myself most, but I'm sure some of you will recognize that we still think many times in 3D, in three-dimensional, or I like to call it dunya way of thinking. And so I was expecting something really major to be like occur on that night, relating to my twin flame or to myself. And so what I felt was, like, all night I felt this inner turmoil. It was like, really, I wouldn't even call it purging this time. It was pulsating pain, like pulse, like a new pulse being built in my heart, which was so painful, as if the entire burden of the world, like all the memories of the past, not even, it didn't even feel like past lives of my own, because I went through some major purging in August, September, and October mostly, and even before that, gradually, because it's like gradual step by step awakening and purging and then healing and all these processes that we go through, and plus the body changes and physical pains and everything that is like they're reconstructing our whole being, not just physical, not just spiritual, but physical as well. I think I saw an orb in the back. I don't know. I think on a minute 2 or something. I just saw something fly behind in this room, like a light. Anyways, yeah, we went through these changes and things, but I wouldn't call this purging what I felt last night. I wouldn't call this remembrance of my past lives. Even in a dream state, I had these feelings that I was connected to the collective, really seriously connected to everyone's lives. I had these like vivid, it seemed like a semi-dream state when I felt like other people's experiences, and like I was in different places. And this is not something that happened first time. It happens all my life. Of course, in the dreams, you're somewhere else, you're somebody else, and sometimes it is your past life and you're remembering it, like the person you once were. But last night, the 11/11, it felt like I was seeing dimensions and different parallel lives of other people, like how the other people deal with pain and traumas and stuff. And I was like in lots of different scenarios and things. Like, it wasn't me. I was really in somebody else's skin, or as the expression goes, when we say to be in somebody else's shoes, really felt like the perspective of someone else. And these were not people that I know in my personal life. It was just like random people everywhere around the world. I think the message was that we really are all one. We're just experiencing life through different bodies and different like entities and different entities. And I would compare that to the plankton. In the sea, there's plankton, or these animals that live in colonies. We look at them, look down on them as if And because biologically speaking, they are like subspecies, you know, like less evolved species of life on Earth. And yes, physically speaking, biologically speaking, they are, but we look from the spiritual, you know, aspect of our souls that are inside our bodies, but that they all belong to one single, you know, source entity of oneness, which is in Islam is called Tawheed. Um, it's spelled. It should be spelled in English as Tawheed most of the times. Tawheed means oneness of the Lord, of Creator of the universe. So that oneness is also mentioned in New Age, in light workers, you know, terminology. We are all one. Or the songs, the music, the pop culture says one love, you know, we talk about one love, and love is the product of human soul. So I felt like we are all like those planktons in the sea that form one. They're all like separate, but they're all together. That's how they live, and you know, they're like a colony, and that creates another like an entire new being, physical being, as in like a one being, but you know, made out of billions and billions of separate beings, but they don't live separately. So I felt like we're just an illusion that we are separated. We're all one, you know, and we are just sometimes incapable of experiencing or understanding other people. And empaths and indigo children such as myself, we always had that curse or a gift, whatever you want to call it. For a long time I thought it was a curse, but I realized everything that from God is gift. So you have to, you know, either at least accept your gift. If you don't want to cultivate it more, it will still be there. Even if you deny it, you will still have that gift. Even if you think it's a curse, it will still be your gift. You know, whatever way you view it, it's part of you. It will never go away. So if you're an empath and you can feel other people's feelings, you know, it doesn't matter which you look at it as a positive or negative thing in your life. It's who you are, and some people don't have that. Supposedly they don't have that empathy. They cannot feel, you know, other people, but I think they do. And I think sometimes it's their like biological makeup, so that they're like protected, sort of born with that like emotional shield, and sometimes they build it, and it's called, in metaphorically speaking, it's called, you know, building emotional walls around yourself. But when you have a wall, as someone once said, if you build walls around yourself to keep the pain away from your soul, you also keep the joy away from yourself. And that's what I just experienced these last couple of weeks with my sacral chakra guy. If you watched those videos I made before, especially the ones that says chakra balancing before reunion, I explained what chakras are a little bit, and of course most of you by now know what chakras are. 7 sort of like energy stations and energy fields on our body, in different regions of our body, which kind of regulate different emotional and physical states of our being. And so I like to call them, like, if we call this journey not just twin flame journeys for us who have met and discovered our twins, which took us on this journey, but in individual spiritual journeys, I'd like to call these chakras basically like bus stations, or train stations, where we, like, you know, where we accumulate different, you know, areas of our life experiences, who we are, how we react with each other. It really has to do a lot of lot with chakras. Chakras are usually mentioned as just like energy fields, and people say balancing, but we all influence each other with our different chakras, depending which chakras are stronger or less, used on each individual case. And my guidance when I started this chakra balancing journey was, my guidance was that I was told to have that all the chakras have to be equally used, equally strong, equally in a good shape, in a good energetic, uh, you know, position and balance in order to be realigned with your twin flame. And so I started that journey with the sacral chakra guy, which was supposed to end right away, like after that, like balancing of that chakra, and that what the purpose that it served, knowing him and meeting with him and everything. But it continued. That was to my own surprise, because life is full of surprises. It continued, and I couldn't stop it, and I could stop it. We say we couldn't, but every time it pulled me back in, as if it's like unfinished job, as if like we have to see, I wanted to go with the flow to see why does he keep like resurfacing back into my life every time. Like, okay, by now we saw each other 10 times. You could call it 10 dates, but these are not regular dates as you would call dates. We didn't like go to dinners or something. It's not a regular date. But we had like 10 meetings by now. Surprisingly, it was supposed to be one. It was not supposed to be one. It's not something I planned, but after the first meeting, it was supposed to end. And it's now supposed to be ended. But every time, after every meeting, we both thought this was the last time we meet. Maybe not see each other, maybe not less time to see each other. We live in the same city, but like to meet on purpose. But every time I knew we would meet again, and it was this push from the sacral chakra again, from the unbelievably strong energy of pull, of telepathic pull, but through sacral chakra region and area of energy. It was amazing. I am now a believer in telepathy more than ever, or that, whatever you want to call it. Usually telepathy is that comes or is connected to third eye chakra, or even crown chakra with the high self, with divine, with God, with source, with Allah. And then with third eye chakra, we think it's connection with mental connection with our other people, and it is. And then there's that heart chakra telepathy, which we have experienced with our twin flames, is when you don't hear the words, you don't read their mind, but you read their heart. You feel your heart palpitates, their heart is keeping the beat, and it's like you feel in the middle of night, people would go to doctor, check their heart, and it's twin flame telepathy that does that. And then solar plexus, I had that experience when through the solar plexus energy, which so many people call butterflies, when you have crush on someone, that solar plexus energy will just go wild, like spinning. That's like a telepathy of what they call butterflies. That's a telepathy of solar plexus. And then sacral chakra, it feels like desire, it feels like pull, unexplainable pull towards a certain person, and you just can't explain how people would use words like, I'm crazy about that person, we're crazy about each other, or something like that. And then there's root chakra, which is like that deeper, even deeper desire, like energy of the deepest type of connection and stuff. So all these telepathies are like just like invisible connection. They're not all the same type of of telepathy. So this sacral chakra telepathy it started as sacral chakra telepathy, but then it really connected all the other chakras. I could feel that he's feeling the same thing in sacral area, then I could feel that he's feeling the same thing in heart area, solar plexus, heart, as if these chakras are now connecting, and like one is turning on the next one, and next one is turning on the next one, and next one, which is what I wanted to achieve. This is where I started in the beginning, to have all these chakras lighted on, have them on, switched on, but not just switched on, but switched on to the exact frequency they're supposed to be in, healthy frequency, like sort of like if you have speakers and you put them like left speaker and right speaker, so you say like medium, like both speakers equalizer, whatever, these things, that everything has to be in balance, like all the chakras. It's hard to explain that because you have to feel it, right? So I started feeling sacral chakra guy not only connected me in sacral chakra, but also all of them, including the heart chakra, and then third eye chakra, and then he would call me. Like the moment the energy reached the third eye chakra, the phone would ring. And then the meeting would occur next day or day after, or whenever we verbally agreed to meet. And so back to walls, how to explain walls or emotional shield some people have, which make that separation illusion between us. And not just makes, because illusion is already there, but expands that illusion and creates pain in our life, and we call it heartache or whatever. What he's doing is drawn to me, I'm drawn to him. It's mutual, it's strong, it's what people call chemistry. There's, I'd say, physics, chemistry, and all these, biology, and all these branches together. It's strong, it's great, but then that he goes through that like emotional roller coaster, trying too hard not to be emotionally involved, which creates havoc in his energy, it creates havoc in his mind, and then he reflects that onto me as if blaming me, like, why do you have to be, why do I have to, this is not what I planned, I had different plans in my life, and I have different plans in my life, just part of my journey and part of his journey, but why do we have to spoil to each other? Why do we have to spoil the good time we have together? Why do we spoil? And everybody's doing that. People are doing that to each other. Like, why do we hurt each other? You know what, like that song says, the only ones that get hurt are you and me. And so people do, and he's doing that, and he's hurting himself the most, and then he's hurting me, and that's why every meeting would end with, it started amazing, like we had to see each other, and then it would end with his sort of like, I would describe it as how he acts is, you know, if have you ever seen a drug addict, and I hate to use the word junkie, but you know, to describe it better to you, because I really, my heart goes out to people who are addicted to anything, any kind of substance abuse. It's really hard. It's really hard, and it's usually people who are good-hearted and they cannot just stand the density of this 3D world. So they use, it's enough to use it once and then get hooked on. So, well, but I'm not going to preach about addictions today. I just want to say that I don't want to use the word junkie, but I apologize to everyone there who is addicted to something. But you know, explain better is say when junkies are high, they experience high, and then they experience guilt of being high, and then they experience that low, and energies are like, oh, it's havoc. Well, this is how he acts. Like he has that emotional high, sacral chakra, solar plexus, heart chakra, even mental connection on a third eye chakra level. It's like everything gets lighted up, and it's amazing feeling. It's amazing mutual attraction and surrender, and then afterwards horrible feeling of guilt, and this is not what I want, this is not, we are not meant to be, whatever, you know, all kinds of junk comes out, and it's like high and low and high and low and high and low. It's exhausting, and at the same time all these energies are being built up and getting stronger, and what I planned initially to do is being done, but then emotional flush, and like on purpose, let's hurt each other, let me hurt you, or I will hurt myself in the first place, you know. That's what he's been doing. And I realized something contrast to that is all of us who do give our feelings and enjoy our having our feelings, and then we say for ourselves, we claim to be heartbroken, we claim to be hurt by other people, we say that it's too painful to be emotional. Well, guess what? Being opposite of that, like people like sacral chakra guys and people like that, are being opposite of that, building walls around yourself, trying so hard not to have emotions, trying so hard, and when you have them, uh, doing drama and doing things to spoil everything to yourself and to the other person or other people, uh, hating yourself for loving someone, in other words, hating yourself for having feelings for someone, hating that person for hating them for loving them, hating them for liking them, you know, is so emotionally exhausting. And then when they do finally build that emotional wall so strongly and shield themselves off, I think is the worst curse of all. I think feeling pain is much better than not feeling anything at all. I know it's horrible to feel pain, but it's better than being like that, trying to, because that's also pain. It's just like that numbness, you know, when you are completely numb. It's, in my opinion, it's worse than a pain. When you feel nothing, like imagine if you have legs and arms, but you don't feel them. It's a horrible feeling. Like you'd rather have a little bit of pain in your legs or arms. Nobody likes big pain, but you'd rather have any feeling, even if it's a little bit painful, than no feeling at all. Then you don't feel anything. It must be exhausting. It must be empty, void, like a pure void. So what I experienced the night before this night, on the 11th, was that pulsating pain in my heart, caused by nothing. Nobody did anything to hurt me that bad. Okay, these roller coasters with sacral chakra guy, that's one thing, but still, this came from somewhere else. This pulsating pain that was like universal, that I felt like what everybody else is feeling, and I think it was coming from these energies. Maybe that's what it meant to have a portal open on 11/11. It didn't mean something that, wow, angels are gonna come down and your twin flame is gonna come out of clouds or right park in front of your house and show up right away. But it probably meant one more huge lesson to learn, that we are all one. We share pain, we share love, we share everything, even when we don't know, and even when we don't want to or do want to, you know, we are all, sooner or later, we're going to experience pain. Even pain of not experiencing anything is still pain. It's maybe the worst kind of pain if you don't feel nothing. Nothing is worse than than a little bit of love and then a little bit of disappointed, a little bit of happiness and then a little bit of sadness, or a lot of happiness and a lot of sadness. That's still something. That's something going on inside of you, inside of your body, inside of your soul, your chakras. But if you shut down everything, nothing is going on, then you are nothing. Then you are just empty vessel, you know. That's worse than pain. That's like a black hole. Okay. So I felt that pain, and it was awakening type of pain, and I just wanted to share that with you guys. And I don't know, probably I should have said something about my twin flame, but I have nothing to say for now. I have had one word from him only through telepathy, and that was, I tried to connect to him through heart and third eye chakra, and all I heard was the words that came, you know, into my head, and I thought they were my own. Next day I had the confirmation. I'll tell you right away. The words were, the sentence, one sentence came out, was from him, from my twin flame, was, "Don't you trust me?" And I thought it was probably my imagination, came from somewhere from my, you know, brain cells to say that to myself. But then next day, one of my favorite light workers out there, Rosa, the Earth Angel, she pulled on the card, and the card said trust, and she says, "Trust your masculine. You must trust your masculine twin flame." And I was like, whoa, that's what I heard him say. I know it's him, but then that skeptic in me says, it's not him, it's you. You're talking to yourself. No, but I knew it was, because it sounded like, when it says, "Don't you trust me," it sounded like him. It didn't sound like me. I wouldn't use the negation. I would say, "Trust me," or "Do you trust me?" Just when I speak, it's, you know, it's a manner of speaking. I would say, "Do you trust me? Why don't you trust me?" You know, I would be more accusative in that sense. But "Don't you trust me?" It's not something I would say. I still thought maybe it's I don't know, it came from someplace. But then she confirmed next day when she said, "Trust your masculine twin." You know what they're doing, whatever they're doing. I don't know what's going on, but so I'm gonna stay on that, keep on that, you know, believing in that statement that he said, "Don't you trust me?" as hypothetical question. Don't you trust me, right? It's very deep when you think about it. So that's the end of this video for all of you guys. Feminine twin flames, whether you're in the feminine body or masculine body, but there are feminine twin flames in a soul aspect. Trust your other half. Trust your other twin, your twin flame, your twin soul. Trust them. Okay. Love you guys. Have a great rest of the weekend, and honor your love, honor your feelings, honor your sensitivities, and even honor your pain. Pain is better than nothing. Okay. Keep up, and see you soon. Subscribe, like, comment. See you. Bye bye, guys.